Anyway, nice to meet you, Jenny and Megan.
Oh, you too.
Welcome to the Juicy Gossip online show. I'm Joanna Scott Asprey and I'd like to welcome the panel today. Our special guest, Megan Wolfe from TV's Married at First Sight. Welcome, Megan. We've got Debbie Dean, our real life Scrooge. Welcome, Debbie. And we also have our guest expert psychologist, Helen Carouzos, who will be giving us tips on how to deal with the festivities. We did have Amanda Busy, our overspender, but unfortunately she's not well today. So do get well, Amanda, and you are missed. So welcome everybody to our Christmas show. We're getting in the mood for Christmas yet. Our trees up, are we getting our decorations out? We've done our shopping. Are you up to speed, Megan?
I've got the decorations up and everything like that, but normally my Christmas shopping is done by the end of October and I've not started.
Is there a reason for that? Or...
It's just been a bit of a funny year, I think, and life's just been a little bit busy. So yeah, I'm behind for once, but I'm not sweating. I don't know why.
Nah, there's no point. I mean, to be honest, I don't usually do my shopping till very last minute, but I'm actually the other way around for some reason this year. Got a few little decorations up, but I've not actually done everything yet, but I've just learned not to stress. It's one day. And yourself, Debbie, are you all ready?
My husband should be going out anytime soon to go and buy a tree. Some decorations are up, presents, not very far on with it.
No.
It'll be what it'll be.
Yeah. And what about yourself, Helen?
Everything's up. Tree, Christmas decorations. I'm a real Christmas fan, so my tree was up on the 1st of December.
Wow.
But that's just the way I am. That's the way I've always done things. And for me, it's just part of what I do. It's not a stress for me. No. I absolutely enjoy it. I, put my Christmas movies on in the background, decorate my tree.
Yeah.
And no one's allowed to touch the tree. Well, they are. I do let the kids have a go at the baubles and they can put them where they want, and that's fine. But because it's such a time-consuming process, and it is, let's face it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it, and all the decorations are up in the house. So, and my Christmas shopping, I've started it, just not finished yet. But
we have plenty of time, haven't we?
Exactly. So, that's the wonders of online shopping.
Yeah, and obviously we're doing a lot more of that now, aren't we? So it'll all be fine. We'll get the couriers running around after us instead.
Absolutely.
We have a real packed show today, actually, and it is all about the C word. Love it or hate it, it's on its way. It's 20 days away, actually. So that really puts it into perspective. If you have any comments or questions for any of us, please type in the comments box and we will try to read some out. And we'll obviously comment on anything at all. Put all the links on at the end of the show. So we thought we'd bring some Christmas cheer to you all early. And we sent you a gift in the week. So you should have received that gift in the post. And we were just going to try and test these things for people for feedback, really. And we're going to score them out of 10. So first up, Megan has some eyelashes from Northern Lashes. Which is a brand new company. They do look absolutely delightful.
They're so fluffy.
And they had your name written all over them. So you've come on without yours on, which is great. So you were going to show us how easy they are to put on, weren't you?
Well, I've never done magnetic lashes, so I'm just hoping I'm going to make it look as easy as it is.
Oh, God.
It's just all these people watching you, Megan. So no pressure. It's fine.
No pressure. So.
Fun.
This is
right. So apparently we start with the eyeliner.
Right.
And this is supposed to be magnetic.
Right.
I've never done it. So it just looks like a normal eyeliner.
Yeah.
Obviously. I'm panicking. I'm going to get it wrong. I know I am.
No, you're not. I think you're brave to actually do it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think I would have done this.
Especially an eyeliner, the liquid one, which, can easily go crooked.
Yeah. So this is going to be really interesting. I just take it that is magnetic, and then that lash is going to just pounce straight onto that liner, isn't it?
This must be revolutionary. This is quite different to anything I've seen or heard of before.
I'm just praying it's going to work.
It is quite new to the market, I believe, and it's the way forward. So many people are wrecking their eyelashes having the infills every week. So
of course, this is better than using that gluey stuff. It's all messy. Yeah. Okay.
I would hope so.
Still got quite a thin band, like a normal.
Yeah.
So apparently, we're going to put this on, and it's going to stick.
Quick before it dries. Or maybe it don't matter. Wow.
Oh wow, doing a great job there, Megan.
Gosh.
Oh, they look so
They look beautiful.
I went for the smaller one, which I normally wouldn't because we know I like a big lash.
That
was a big lash.
Yeah. Done a good job there, Megan. Well done.
Right, I'm going to finish the other one.
You do those. So what are you going to rate those, Megan, out of 10?
I'd give them a strong 10. I can't.
Yeah.
That was easy. And I know so many people struggle to put lashes on.
Yeah.
I want to see if it pull. I don't want to pull it off, actually.
Well, you do the next one. You do the next one while we talk. And then obviously let's just see how we
What I like about that is that eyeliner is not only what's important for the eyelash to stick, but it just looks like your normal makeup. Just like you would wear eyeliner.
Yeah, because it can look quite harsh, that kind of line, can't it? Yeah. So, but it looks beautiful, actually. I'd like to see the bigger ones on now. You'll have to do them while we're talking.
I wonder if you can pull them off and then just put a...
We'll try it. Try it while we talk. That's maybe the best thing to do. Eyeliner. So we're moving on to Helen next. I know you've got some real goodies.
Oh yes, I don't know if you can see. I've got my my bronze eyeshadow, bronze glitter eyeshadow.
That's nice.
That's lovely.
And I know I've ended
up. So you can see it. Helen, can we mention the company? Peggy Sage.
So this is Peggy Sage.
Yeah.
Peggy Sage. From Code Cosmetics. So I got sent the glitter bronze eyeshadow and 3 different mascaras.
Wow.
So I was a lucky girl, wasn't I? So
yeah, you were.
We've got the Extreme Volume, which has coconut oil and aloe vera in, nourishing or good for our eyes, nutrients.
Yeah.
We've got the Extreme Care one, and that's really good for lengthening and thickening, so that's a really good one, which I also loved. And this one, I think this is my favorite because it's the Curl Care, and I've got relatively short straight eyelashes, so for me they really did curl.
Did it? That's really interesting.
So they're all fantastic. I'd give them all a 10 each.
Wow.
But this is my favorite because it just really accentuates my eyelashes.
Can you hold that one up so we can have a look at the label? So it's Curl Care.
Curl Care.
Fabulous.
I don't know if I'll take my glasses off, but I don't know if you can see, but they are.
Yeah, they have curl.
Yeah.
Really
and I've
nice.
got so I've not naturally got long, beautiful eyelashes. So for me, these are great. These are really doing their job. The only downside of this eyeshadow is that it ends up everywhere else. But I was concentrating on my eyelids, but somehow it went everywhere else. So
well, maybe then we can say that you can maybe use it on other parts for glitter
of your body. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I didn't realize this. Till I was talking to my husband and he goes, "Why have you got glitter on your face?"
And then you see, Helen, you'll have glittery baubles for Christmas.
Yeah. So my makeup is very matchy with my top, that gold kind of look. So very really happy with these products. They're all cruelty free, which is magnificent. So we're being kind to the animals. It came in this little red pouch, but it comes in a
lovely
diamond sort of diamond shaped cardboard, kind of little box. And she's got excellent discounts at the moment. I think for our listeners, there's something like 20% discount.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And all they need to do is put in code 20 and away they go. But
I am relatively, it's
relatively well priced, very affordable, and make excellent Christmas gifts. So it's a goer for me. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Now I know Amanda, that can't be with us, was doing the Arbonne Fizzy Energy Sticks. Now I've used those and they are absolutely fantastic. So we chose Amanda to do those because she's in care. She hasn't given us a feedback, but I can say that they're really good, and thank you, Arbonne, for sending those to us. So next up, Debbie, you've got some.
Well, sorry, Joanne, I can second that, because I actually use Arbonne. I have a different consultant that helps me, so I use all their skincare, and I've had their fizz drinks, and they are nice.
They're good, aren't they? They're really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Debbie, we just stole your thunder then.
All right.
So Debbie's got a great one here. She's got some artisan chocolate from Hello Sweetie. So it's chicken themed.
Oh, it is. It's got I don't know if you can see, it's got stars on, and you probably can't see, but it's got really fine silver glitter on, which does really make it look just like special. And I've been trying to sniff it through the packet all week since it's come.
Oh wow!
I know, it came before my birthday. I thought it was a birthday present. I was going to open it early.
I'm surprised, Debbie. I'm surprised, Debbie, you haven't tried it yet.
Now I can't get it open. This is not good either. I had it part open just so I wouldn't mess up like this, live and everything. But
anyway,
okay. But I did have a look on the website, and they are all Belgian chocolate, and it's got some massive big stars on it.
Oh, that's
I might get a star first, but then I won't be able to talk. So
yeah.
We're jealous.
This is the thing, isn't it? Yeah, we want some.
Oh, look at that.
It does, because it's got the squares on the back. It will just break nicely, because sometimes those big slabs are hard to break, aren't they? So, and it's got loads of marshmallows and snowflakes and baubles and white chocolate and all sorts. And it is Belgian chocolate. So I'm going to just eat half of this, so I can actually
try it and see what you think.
If that were me, I wouldn't have had any chocolate to bring to this show today. It would have been gone by now.
Why do you think I didn't send it you, Helen?
I must have been trusted. It's really smooth. It's really smooth, nice chocolate. Actually, just really melts in your mouth. Yeah, gorgeous. Actually, really nice. Yeah.
Okay, so
you might not hear from me for the rest of the hour now. I might just, be off camera munching.
It's okay. So what are you going to give that then out of 10?
Oh, do you know, I think it's going to have to be another 10, because it is just, it really is smooth. And I'm trying to, no, don't put any more in your mouth, Debbie. Stick on your hands.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's there, and it's temptation.
That's it, yeah.
No, thank you. So just quickly going back now to Megan. She's put the longer lashes on. They look absolutely fantastic.
They look great.
That's really good, because sometimes I'll do a makeup look and I don't know if I want a big lash or a small lash.
Right.
And put these on, and because it's just magnetic, just swap them in and out and see which ones look best.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So they were easy to take off.
Yeah, it literally just feels like a magnet. That's
They
really
look brilliant. They look so gorgeous. So I had a little hamper of goodies, and it's been difficult because I've not really been able to test much of them, but it's Cheshire quality hampers, and they sent me some really nice little bits. It's all so beautifully done as well.
Oh wow.
So you would receive it like that as well. So in this particular one, we've got sleigh bells, hand-poured soy wax. You can't smell it, but obviously, but that is absolutely beautiful. It really is Christmassy. It's not even like the typical cinnamon or anything like that, 'cause I'm not keen on that, but it's got a really beautiful fragrance. So I'll try. I haven't burnt it because I didn't want to spoil it, but we've got this little cutie. I don't, she's just sat in there. It's so cute. I think it's like a little weight thing. We also have some chocolates as well from Henshaw's, which are quite similar to yours, Debbie. They've got like the marshmallows. I should try those really, shouldn't I? It's just I'm on a diet. I've lost 13 pounds so far, girls.
You've done really well.
I know.
Well done.
And this I did try, this English pear and freesia. That is like a room spray. That is fantastic. If you do get like that thing with in the back of the throat, or you're a bit allergic to sprays, that didn't do it. So that's really good to know. And last but not least, a little gin, which I thought was really cute. Now I haven't opened this because I've actually drunk the Edge gin before, and it's absolutely fantastic. They're in Alderley Edge. So this one is Fruits of the Forest, and I can definitely recommend this brand. It's really great. So my little package also is 10 out of 10. They're absolutely fantastic, and we do thank everyone for sending us these gifts for us to try today. We'll get all the links on for everybody. The other one also, Amanda did have a little candle from Blenheim Candles as well, so I just need to mention them, and I've also used that brand and they're absolutely fantastic. So all in all, we've had a nice little Christmas gift early there, haven't we? So hopefully you'll get to wear those lashes through Christmas as well, Megan. Be really great, won't it? Yeah. So we're going on.
Thank you.
We're going on to our lively debate now. Obviously, we haven't got Amanda with us, but I can vouch for being an overspender, and I know Helen can. So we're basically, we know that we like, the overspenders like to really spend at Christmas. So I maybe wanted to ask Helen how it made her feel to overspend.
See, when you say overspend, you know, what exactly do we mean by that? Do I go grossly away from my budget and put myself into debt? No, I don't. You know, so I think when you've got those extremes, not spending or spending very little and spending too much, I guess I'm not at those ends. I'm more in the middle. So I spend as much or as little as I can afford. So I think that's really important, that you don't spend beyond your means. But at the same time, I wouldn't say I was an overspender or a Scrooge, so I do tend to be generous with my gifts. So for me, it's about perhaps giving back. It's a way of appreciation. And I'm not saying the more you spend, the more you appreciate that person, or the more that person should appreciate you. Yeah. It's just because it's at the end of the day, it's not your presence that count, but your presence with the person. It's that relationship that you have with that person that's more important. So yeah, I overspend in the context that I will buy gifts for most people that I know.
I think maybe there's another word then. Maybe it's you're more generous than overspend. I mean, do you buy, is it little things for one person? Would you buy one expensive thing? Or is just cost not in your mind? Is it more just if you see something?
I must admit the Secret Santa idea is a really good one, because with the adults in our family, that's what we decided to do for the first time last year.
Yes.
And that felt a bit strange for me, because I'm used to spending, maybe giving 2 or 3 gifts per person, and maybe all in all, maybe spending up to about, 50 to 80 pounds per person with that. And I might get different things as opposed to one thing. But this year, I must say, it is easier because we've only got one person to buy for. Yes. And you can be a bit more funny and a little bit more jokey in it.
More personal,
more
maybe.
Of a fun, more of a fun present.
Think about it.
Yeah. So that it has definitely made it easier in that way. Now, for my husband and kids, I mean, they've already sent me their Christmas wish list. And usually they get everything that's on it. Again, within budget. So if that was really, if they wanted something really expensive, I wouldn't be able to deliver that. No. But, I think they're mindful too. And, so to answer your question, I'd probably buy more than one present per person. I might buy a couple of things within a certain budget.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm guilty of overspending. Particularly I was when my daughter was growing up, she's only child. So she wasn't spoiled, but I always wanted her to have the nice things and everything to be so perfect. And there were times maybe in that period of time where I maybe did go into that to make sure that she had an extra special Christmas. Looking back, it was most probably really silly because it makes no difference. Kids love the bloody packaging, don't they? And a box rather than all the gimmicks. But I would say also I'm more generous than I am. It's a difficult one. Yes, I do overspend sometimes, but I overspend on everything. It's not just Christmas. But we'll just bring Debbie into the mix here because she is a self-confessed Scrooge and she's careful with her money and gifts over Christmas. So can you just tell us, Debbie, why you choose to scrimp and spend a lot less than maybe most?
Yeah. For me, Christmas is about the people that are present, not the amount I spend on presents, which I think is generally what you ladies have been saying as well. But I do like to keep it down. I'm a Christian, so Christmas is, for me, really about the birth of Jesus, so celebrating that, and more about the time and putting in the time with the people than spending presents. So yeah, we do sort of restrict our budgets on how much we spend, and then there's no stress. I never have to worry about the credit card in January. I wouldn't like that stress at all. So yeah, it's about time rather. I think spending more time rather than spending money, to be honest.
And you obviously you wouldn't feel guilty about spending a lot less.
I never have. Maybe a couple of times. I know you're saying about when the kids are little. I mean, maybe a couple of years, but I very soon got over it. I've seen too many people. I'm old enough now to have seen too many people go into debt. Yeah. Too many people just trying to keep up with other people. Trying to match. And I think we've been quite fortunate in a lot of our kids' friends have not spent a lot on their kids as well. So there's never been that. Yeah. My girls are now one's an adult and one's a late teen. And what they've asked for Christmas this year is they're both around 20 quid. Now we'll spend a little bit more than that on them, but that's what they, but that's what they've asked for Christmas, because they've just grown up not thinking Christmas was about having loads of big presents.
And that is a lovely, lovely thing, really, to be honest, because it is that we forget what it's all about sometimes, don't we? What Christmas actually means, because we just get so embroiled in having to have everything just so, and everything latest thing. And do you feel like, are you thought of any less, do you think, in your opinion, for spending a lot less?
I think most of the circle of people I know don't overspend anyway, so I don't think we've ever been, with me and my husband both come from families where we don't overspend, so I don't think we just ever matched ourselves like that. So no, I haven't. No, and to be honest, I don't. Yeah, I said I don't. Yeah, I don't really. What I spend is what I spend. What other people spend is. If you've got more to spend, that's great. That's fine. If you've got less to spend, that's also great. Yeah.
Okay. And just, I'd like to know though, if you did win the lottery, would your spending habits change, or is it more about your Christianity? Is it more about your?
Wow. I think that's a great question, because actually I don't even do the lottery. So because of me, I just don't, because it's it's a waste of money, isn't it? Sorry for those of you that do the lottery, but if I'm going to be a Scrooge, I'm not going to. I was going to say £1. It's not even £1 now. The last time we did the lottery, it was £1. It's not even that anymore, is it? So I'm showing. No. So so I would consider that gambling, just throw the money away. So I wouldn't do that. So I have thought about it, and I think I'd be tempted to. I mean, I've got girls that are ages now. They're both, one of them's learning to drive, the other one will be soon, hopefully. That you could just imagine sort of, a little car outside at Christmas sort of thing. And I think, would the temptation be there just to do it maybe just 1 year even? It's really hard to say, isn't it? And you're not in that position.
I think I would want
to. Yeah, and I think maybe, just to treat the whole family, the extended family to meals, rather than us all paying for. I'm just saying, this is, treating to things like that, not having to cook Christmas dinner, getting somebody else to do it. Maybe I know a good chef.
And why not? We're only here once.
Exactly.
And Megan, what's your spending habits like? I mean, do you spend a lot at Christmas?
I do spend to like the edge of my budget. I will spend everything that I can afford to spend. And I'm a people pleaser, and I am one of them people that I'll try and match the budget that gets spent on me, rather than like thinking, what can I afford? I'm like, well, that person gets me this, so I have to get them this. I am a bit of a people pleaser, but I wouldn't put myself into debt for Christmas. No way.
Oh, that's really good to hear. And it's very, very interesting what you said there, because I'm a bit that way. I think, right, well, if someone I know is going to spend about that much, I would feel guilty if I'm not equally spending the same amount. So it's quite interesting, isn't it, really? But I do believe that, you know, we all forget what Christmas is all about, and we all base it on the presents, don't we? We're all guilty of it.
We are. And I go shopping for other people and come home with stuff for me every time.
That's my girl.
I'm murdered, honestly. I am. I look at it and I think, oh, they'd love that, but I'd probably love it more.
Love it.
One for you, one for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great. I love this honesty. So we're going to actually ask Helen now, because there's a lot going on over Christmas. We want a more carefree and stress-free time over this festive season. So especially busy working mums, and we're juggling, and on the run up to Christmas, we're all worn out, aren't we? So we just really want to ask your expert opinion, with yourself being a psychologist. What are your sort of 5 top tips for us, Helen, on sort of coping over the Christmas period?
Well, I wouldn't say, because I'm a psychologist, at the end of the day, these are just practical strategies that I actually practice myself, and if someone asked me, I would tell them so. So I think they're mostly quite rational, common sense suggestions that I'm about to make. But for me, what tends to work for me, and I know works for a lot of people, is just to, we know when Christmas is, I'm talking about those people who, enjoy Christmas and want to make it, a pretty special occasion. My suggestion would be start as early as you can, ahead of time, have a bit of a planner. If it's like with me before when I was talking about putting up the Christmas tree. So I designate a day that I will do that. So, that goes into my diary that I schedule that day for that. Now, that doesn't mean to say it's set in concrete. And so something should happen on that day and I'm not able to put the Christmas tree up. And then I would go back to my plan and go, okay, when would be the next logical time I can do that? Because I think the trap is, you think, oh, I've got loads of time. No, Christmas is the 25th of December. I won't do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I'll do it the next day. And it's just not with Christmas. We do that with everything in our life. Yeah. So I think it's probably a good point that Christmas should be no different. Just plan it like you would with anything else. Have your diary out, have your planner, designate some times and days where you're free to give to Christmas in the way that you want, and whether that's about putting up your decorations or buying Christmas presents. But I find chunking my time helps me. That's
a good word, chunking.
Yeah, chunking. Yeah, I use that with my clients. So chunking. Okay. And of course, chunking also implies that you might have several chunks in the week. It's not just one chunk, but it might be, do you know what? Got a spare half hour here. That should give me enough time to write some Christmas cards, for instance. So it's capitalizing on the time that you've got. And so what if you've only got 10 minutes? You can do a lot in, say, 10 minutes. So it's just using that conditions don't have to be perfect in order for you to do something for Christmas, that you have to have bags of time in one hit. Because, for instance, Megan might do a lot in 1 hour and someone else might do something else within a 2-hour frame. So it's going to vary for different people, but depending on what it is you want to do and the time that you have. But definitely chunking your time and, go at a pace that, gradual rather than leaving it all last minute, because that is the danger if you just think you've got more time than what you actually have. And then 23rd of December's here and you think, oh my goodness, I haven't done anything. Yeah.
And time creeps up on us, doesn't it? I mean, it is 20 days till the actual day, and it's. Are you a list lover? Do you sort of write lists?
When it comes to this time of the year, definitely. I'm a bit of an old-fashioned person, so I like pen and paper lists. Yeah. So I just like the pleasure in crossing it off or ticking it off. Done for that person. So
I'm like that.
Yeah. So. So what I would say is I would be very clear in, who I'm buying for, what I think they might enjoy. If I'm not sure, I might ask someone close to them about, the kind of shops that they like to shop at. And I'm just thinking about my nieces in this instance, because I might not know what, because their tastes vary from year to year, don't they? They are young adults or older teenagers. So you want to try and get it fairly right. So I might ask their parents about the sorts of things they're into, and then I put that on my list, and I've got my budget for that person. And then I know exactly what shops I need to go to. I designate an afternoon to do that, and it's done.
Do you think then that actually making a budget and sort of putting that down helps the stress level?
Definitely, because what it is you walk into a shop, and instead of everything being an option, as in a £200 item and a £4 item, you go, right, well, I'm not going to bother with those and those because they're well out of my budget. I just know I've got this amount, say £50 to spend, and that's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm looking. So if I'm looking for a piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry, I will go to that section in the shop that counters for that kind of price range. And it just cuts down the options, because as you know, the more choices we have, the harder it is.
Yeah, of course. And do you think maybe online is the way to go to help with stress level?
This is the thing with me, because online is definitely more stress-free and quicker and easier, and it's done, and you pay straight away. No queues long queues to wait to pay for things. But on the other hand, I'm more of a balance. I like being out in the shops and getting into the Christmas spirit. Remember, I'm a Christmas fan, so I like being around Christmas, and I like being around the busyness of it. And at the same time, also don't like waiting too long in queues to pay for something. So it's a bit of a balance, So I do some physical shopping, and I do lots of online shopping too.
I mean, I must admit, I like a bit of both. I do like the convenience of online, but I do miss going around the shops, and I've got a bit bored of the Christmas market. So I don't know what you're like, girls. They're just the same every year, aren't they? The same stalls, the same thing. And I haven't been this year.
I haven't been yet either.
I do think they're getting a little bit samey, and I think what the issue is, it's always crowded, so you can't even get to the stalls. You end up just looking at the nearest pub and going, oh, shall we go in there for a drink? And markets.
And it's the same old thing. It's like every other stall seems to be very similar, doesn't it? They could do like changing them, because it's not giving me any sort of, especially now with the COVID thing as well. But take that aside, I think I just haven't got any enthusiasm to go.
I get where you're coming from, because it is the same stalls. But when I think about going, by the way, I still want to go. Because it's Christmas, it's because of the people that I'm with, that I'm sharing that experience with. So, sure, how many hot chocolates have I had, or how many of those marshmallowy things can you buy? I don't know, and chocolates. But for me, it's not just about what you're eating, or, it's who you're with. And I think, so for me, that's why I go, because I enjoy the company of family. When I'm there, and plus you see all the decorations in Manchester.
That's a good point, Helen. Actually, yeah. Maybe I need to stop being so boring and get.
So yes, two tips there: have a planner, have a budget, and start early is probably what I would say. The other thing I would suggest is, because Christmas is such a busy time, and you're constantly doing things for Christmas and other people, I think it's important that you take time out for yourselves, for ourselves. So, the things that you would normally do when we're not in Christmas season is to keep doing those. So I mean, eat well, sleep well, drink water, do your exercise, go for that massage, go and get your nails done, catch up for coffee with a friend if that's what you would normally do. So try and live as normal life as you can. I know it's hard, but try and live a balanced life, and don't let Christmas dominate and take up all of your time, which is why I was suggesting before about having a diary and a planner, because that way you're not taking care of Christmas, but most importantly, you're taking care of yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, then what have you got to give?
That's a great point. Yeah.
The more you look after yourself, the more you've got to give.
Yeah.
The less you look after yourself, as in running around like a you-know-what fly, trying to please everyone and everything, the less you've got to give. And when you do give and you're exhausted, you end up, and this is the risk, you end up giving with resentment.
Yes.
It's really important that you give whilst the petrol tank is full. You know, you're constantly putting back into the tank what life takes out. And Christmas is a very busy time. So we need to make sure that we're looking after ourselves.
That's a really, really good point too, because we especially being busy with work and you know, some of us have got families and, you know, you sort of forget about yourself.
Yeah. And quite easy. I mean, we've all done it before. Yeah, me included. We've been there before. It's just, you know, not falling into that trap. Yeah.
And I do think Christmas comes with its own pressures, where a lot of people do feel the need to kind of sacrifice their own peace to maybe see family members, friends they don't really want to spend time with. And I think it is important to remember that it's an event. Obviously,
one day.
People,
yeah.
It's a religious thing. However, it's a thing, and don't sacrifice yourself.
And that's a lovely segue, Megan, there, because that leads on to my fourth point, which is about, you know, just knowing your boundaries, you know, and knowing your rights and what Christmas means to you. Sure, we're there for everybody else, like family and friends, but it's about not compromising too much of yourself when it comes to Christmas. If you don't feel like you want to do something or take part in something, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise we end up feeling constantly guilty because we think we need to say or do things to please other people. When Christmas is, it's not, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, Debbie, this is not what Christmas is about. This is about, you know, all of us getting together, having a great time, celebrating that day of the year with joy and with peace and with harmony, and not because I'm sitting there because I feel like I have to be here and I haven't got a choice and I'm just going along with this because it's the right thing to do. So I think it's really important to know your values. You know, what version of yourself do you want to be on the day? You know, do you want to be the pretender? Do you want to be the one who's got the mask on that's not really you? Or do you want to be in the presence of others, being as authentically yourself as you can? So what that might mean is that you might not want to spend Christmas with certain people. That's okay. There's just so much pressure sometimes to just want to have to please everybody. And I think, there are compromises and, you know, you might go halfway with a decision, but I think it's important to be able just to be honest with ourselves and
absolutely,
you know, I mean, do as much as you can or as little as you can, because it's not just about other people; it's about you as well. And I think, knowing what's important, prioritizing, doing what's consistent with your values, I think is really important as well. And so that way you're less likely to just agree or go along with things or doing things out of unnecessary sense of obligation, because, we've been conditioned to feel that way.
And I've done that. I've done it for years, in regards to just pleasing everyone else. And and then you get frowned upon if you do want to do something else. But you're quite right. You have to be true to yourself and what you want. I'm sure we've all been there, we've all done something maybe we don't want to do over Christmas, or be at that person's house, or go on that certain day, or have to go to Granny's on Boxing Day, but we don't really want to go, do we? When we were growing up and things, but we just did it because it was expected of us. And I think it goes along the line then. I just think you get into those ways if that's the way it's always been.
Yeah, and that leads actually to my fifth point, which is, whilst we're saying what we've just said, that we don't necessarily have to go along with things, sometimes, you might want to, but you feel uneasy. So what I would say is communication is key here. So I think having the confidence to be able to have a conversation with someone about the reasons why you might not want to attend or take part in something. Otherwise, that problem just festers, doesn't it? And every year it comes around, it just reminds you, oh no,
here we go again.
Here we go again. And it just creates a lot of stress. Oh no, oh God, I can't think of anything worse, rather watch paint dry on the wall, So rather than repeat the same habits, I would say, have a go at maybe approaching that person and say, look, I really want to come along. but at the same time, I don't. And these are my reasons. I'm wondering if we can chat about that, so because I do want to be a part of this. However, I feel uneasy, or I'm not comfortable, or whatever wording you want to use. Just be very honest about your feelings. And it may be that they may have been unaware that you've been feeling this way all along, or they may have had some idea, but may have not been able to come forward because of the same reasons, maybe because they don't want to feel, introduce a sense of awkwardness or sense
absolutely.
of conflict. So I would say, maybe talk to someone about it first, if that makes you feel more comfortable, like a trusted family member or friend. So before you actually speak to the person, maybe just to run it by someone, you might want to do that. Look, I want to have a conversation with mother-in-law, and look, I'm always stressed when I'm there, and I really want to have a conversation with her, or father-in-law, or whoever it is. This is what I want to do. And just having another person just listen, maybe offer some suggestions, or just be a lending ear, so that when you do have that real conversation with someone, it can be as seamless and as positive as possible. And that's all in your wording. It's
it's key.
So sometimes, just to be able to have that chat, especially if it's something you would probably like to do, but for various reasons have held back. I think this is the whole point, just talking about your thoughts and feelings. And if there's a way moving forward, why not give it a chance? Maybe that person is actually quite open to having that conversation. We don't want to make assumptions that person is closed off.
They may be relieved that you don't want to go as well.
Possibly.
So, who knows? But we're running over, so I do want to move.
Sorry about that.
Thank you for those. No, but like you said, they're great tips. They're very, like you say, a lot of it's common sense, but sometimes you have to hear it out loud. But just don't ever feel pressured is what the message is coming across. Just do what you want to do. And just see it for what it is. But moving on, we're desperate to talk to Megan. So thank you for joining us this morning, Megan. If anyone's watched Married at First Sight UK, they will recognise her as the girl that never dated before the show, the girl that married Bob, and she also stole a kiss of someone else on the show. But we'll keep that there. Love didn't work out for you this time, unfortunately, but we thought we'd invite her along this morning because we wanted to talk to you really about your kind of Christmas. So what are your plans this year, Megan?
So my Christmas is a very family orientated Christmas. We alternate it. One year we're with my mum, and then one year we're my auntie. So we do take it in turns. But this year is the first year ever that I'll be taking a partner. I've never done that. Wow, so I'm very excited. So he's going to be spending Christmas with me and my family, and I'm hoping it's going to be very special. We have a day full of games. It gets very competitive. We all eat too much, but we've got a new tradition of going for a walk after we eat, which is a game changer. It keeps everyone awake. It gets that food metabolized. Wow, that word is not working in my brain, and it means everyone doesn't fall asleep after dinner. So I'm really looking forward to that, and it's exciting because I think I'm the only one. Am I the only one? I think I'm the only one in the family that's never taken a partner, so that's going to be
well done, congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
So are you going to spill any more, or is that it for now?
There's not really any more to spill. He's very lovely. You can see a little picture of him on my Instagram now. He's made it to the gram.
He has.
I met him in the gym. He's very hunky. He's lovely. He's a dream.
He looks lovely. Yeah, he does. And you look very happy, and I'm really chuffed. And I did wonder if maybe you were going to spend Christmas together. So that's really special for you. So do you spend a lot on your family though, with you having a big family, or do you do that budget thing?
Like I say, I kind of go, what have I got this year? And then I do spend to the limits of that budget. I spend as much as I've got. I love to spend money, full stop. But I love to spend money on other people. Like giving gifts is my favorite thing. Receiving them, I'm not as good. I get really awkward. But giving them, I sit there and I'm like, do you like it? I'm that person that puts loads of pressure on you to like your present. I'm like, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Open it. But it depends where I am financially that year, which is always very different for me. I will spend like the extremities of what I can spend.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great that you say that, because I take great pleasure in giving rather than receiving. And I'm a bit like that. And if someone doesn't like quite, give me the right sort of reaction, I'm a bit disappointed, actually.
Me too. I'm like, you don't like it, do you? They're like, no, I do. I'm like, you don't like it. It's fine.
Ladies,
I'll turn it.
can I just butt in here? You're putting so much pressure on yourselves, really.
Yes, I know.
So the thing is, though, it's about the object, the present, not the person. I think that's about, separating that they love you for who you really are, not because it's not your relationship is not represented in a present.
No, but this is typical of how certain people can be. I think you almost forget that point because you're just so obsessed with, maybe you've put so much work into the present. Am I right, Meg?
Yeah. I've had it in my notes all year because they've mentioned that one thing, so I save it in my notes. If people mention things like, I really want one of them, or we're walking in a shop and they're like, oh, that's lovely, I go straight in my notes on my Christmas presents list and I'm like, got that. They can go down in like February, I'll still have them.
God, that's really organised, isn't it?
Oh, I've done that before. I've seen something in the shops in like the beginning of the year and I go, oh yeah, my husband would love that, and I'll buy it for the Christmas. But that's about that thoughtfulness, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's about keeping it in check, though, isn't it? I guess that's my point, is to keep it in check. Yeah,
I mean, very much so. I think it's very thoughtful and lovely, but you're absolutely right, we most probably do need to keep it in check. But I think you are who you are. I mean, I was brought up in a family where Christmas was absolutely amazing. My dad always made it fantastic. He's a giver. And it's come down the line. I just absolutely love to give rather than receive. I'm slightly awkward on maybe receiving things, a bit like yourself, Megan. So I think it's just that type of person, maybe, that you are. I mean, when you give someone a present, Helen, do you just give it them and that's it? There's no more thought?
No, I do hope that they like it, because I would have put some thought into it before, so I like Megan was saying, I'd like to give thoughtful presents, not necessarily the most expensive, but thoughtful presents, things that I know they would enjoy or cherish or appreciate. So most of the time I think I get that right from their reactions, and that is pleasing to me. And a bit like you and Megan, I like to give more than receive. I sometimes feel a little bit awkward myself receiving, because I'm so used to being the giver, the nurturer, the one who looks after others. And that's just, as you were saying before, Joanna, it's about part of who you are as a person, and that's okay. That's completely okay.
Just OTT.
It's just keeping it in check. But keeping it in check, that we don't go overboard.
Okay.
That we don't get too upset. If we somehow have made a mistake or we've kind of missed the mark. It's okay at the end of the day, and everyone can have a bit of a laugh, and it's
absolutely
okay.
Absolutely. So moving on to work, Megan, have you got any future plans with any opportunities? I know obviously you're on the show. I would presume it's changed your life. I'd love to know if it has. And what are your plans? Is there anything at all in the pipeline?
There's lots of different things in the pipeline. It has opened a lot of doors for opportunity. However, it doesn't change your life as much as you think it does. It's like I have just kind of gone back to my normal life, and unfortunately it's kind of taken a lot of things off the table. So things like going back to my wellness coaching and stuff, that really wasn't an option when the show was airing, because obviously there was quite a lot of controversy with myself, and with a small mental health charity, you don't want to spoil things for them, and it takes a lot off the table, to be honest. However, I'm manifesting a good 2022, and I'm starting my training this month in aesthetics, and I love the beauty world, so I'm really excited to start doing that. That's something I've been interested in forever, but I just need something a little bit tangible, because I think with my acting, with the influencing, it's so up and down, and you can't get your hands on it. So I just need something that's mine. So that's kind of where my energy is going to go. But beauty, fashion, Instagram, we're still going full steam ahead, trying to make some sort of career out of that, which is not easy.
No, I can really actually think it's not. And it's, but like you say, it's very touch and go on, you know, you need something a little bit more permanent and, you know, something for the future, don't you?
Exactly. You have to be smart sometimes, but people say things like, what's it like to be famous? I'm like, pardon? Or when people ask me for pictures, I can't understand why they want a picture. I look around like,
oh,
honestly,
this is what I love about you. You're so down to earth.
It doesn't sink in, honestly. For me, it's just the same as before, apart from people go, oh my God, you're that girl. And I'm like, me? And sometimes they'll be like, have you met? And then I'll go, no. They're like, you really look like her. And I'm like, I get really nervous.
You get stopped a lot?
I don't go out a great deal. I'm quite boring. But when I do, like last night we were in Manchester and there was a few of us from the show. That was crazy. Yeah. Someone screamed in my face, ah! And I was like, ah! Oh my gosh! So yeah, that was a little bit weird, but I tend to avoid people quite a lot. So I've not had to do that.
No, I know. It must be quite difficult going from that to that in a way. And people do they do this, they get all starstruck, don't they? And you've got a big following, so obviously you're doing something right, because you know people liked you, they liked you on the show, they like to see what you're up to. I certainly do. I love to see your posts on Instagram and things. So you know, just keep doing what you're doing and stay real, which I know you will. But just going back to the aesthetics thing, so do you want to actually open your own sort of business doing that?
That's the plan. I want all things beauty. I've always wanted my own salon in some form. But yeah, aesthetics is the first route in, I think. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. I think you'd make a good career in it, mainly due to it's just so phenomenal. It's gone through the roof, hasn't it, now, of looking good. And I'm just going to bring the talking point in. I didn't know if we'd have enough time, but I'm just going to quickly go on to that. And I was going to say that spending money to look good, the costly money though, to look good before Christmas, is it vain or is it a necessity? So for yourself, say, Helen, would you spend money maybe getting your hair done or your nails or any aesthetics done so you look perfect on the day?
I wouldn't do anything that's very different to what I would normally do.
No.
For me, it's important that I look a certain way every day of the year, so I don't just save myself for Christmas. You know what I mean? So I mean, I get my hair done every few weeks, so I just make sure that that's done before Christmas. Yes. But it naturally falls within that time frame anyway. You know? So I wouldn't say if I had my hair done today and Christmas wasn't, you know, Christmas was in 2 weeks, I wouldn't go back again for Christmas, you know what I mean? Because I would have already had my hair done.
It's already in the diary.
That's fine. So it's just, so, you know, from a timing point of view, it's just business as usual. The only extra thing I'd probably do is because I'd like, you know, my festive nails done. So I might go and get my my nails done and, you know, have like a little Christmas little emoji on it. Or maybe some glitter or something like that.
Glitter on.
I do that. I do that at Christmas time. So that's probably the extra money I would spend would just be that, just for a little bit of fun on Christmas Day.
Okay, and what about yourself, Debbie?
I think with the hair, much similar, that I would just, you know, I schedule it in anywhere, I go to the hairdressers, you know, on a regular basis. So make sure it's within a few weeks, you know, and run up to Christmas. So I don't, you know, apart from that, you know, might have a new lipstick or something, or not, you know, and, you know, think a bit more about what I'm wearing. But no, I don't want it to detract from, just a lot of time and effort on just squashing all the things into the time, I think, really. I'd rather have a treat another time of year when I've got more time to enjoy it.
I think we all sort of
think
about the Christmas nails, don't we? And I mean, I know you've just gone and got yours done.
I love yours, Megan. Yours are
beautiful. Wow. Put mine to shame now. I'll have to go and get mine done again.
Oh, I still like yours, Joanna. Yours are lovely.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, they're not my Christmas nails. I'm going back again a couple of days before. I do like to, and my hair, you know, get that done. And so, yeah, I suppose I'm a bit guilty of that. I've also got an appointment with Laura, our member on Cheshire Socialites, does the aesthetics. And, you know, she's going to be freshening me up before Christmas. So I'm very guilty of it. Just to, it makes me feel better. I just want to feel a little bit more refreshed. And what about yourself, Megan? Obviously you've done your nails, but would you go out of your way to look extra special over Christmas?
110%. Yeah. We get a bit of botox booked in, we get the hair booked in, the nails are done, we get an outfit, we tan. Yeah, 100%. It just heightens who I am. Yeah.
And does it give you confidence, do you think?
I just love to feel nice at Christmas. I love to feel nice anyway, and I do think I'm quite a groomed human, but I do think it's nice. It makes things special, doesn't it? It's like getting ready for a night out. You do the extra bits. I just love it. Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned tanning, because I've never done the tanning thing.
I love tan because I don't do sunbeds because I'm really quite kind to my skin. So I just love a Dove gradual tan. I love a bit of colour.
Oh, right. Okay. That's what you use. Oh, Dove will love you. They'll be sending you.
Great. Honestly, I just put it on after a bath every day. No streaks, just a natural glow. It's great.
It does look lovely. Does it smell though?
No.
Oh, good. That's good to know. That's what's always put me off about tanning.
Yeah. No, it's not a stinky tan. It's like
a very good
moisturizer. Yeah, it's great.
Good tips. So we're gonna have to close, girls. I could be here all morning. So I just want to thank Megan. Thank you so much for joining me today, and obviously to our panel, Debbie, and to Helen. We're sorry that Amanda couldn't be with us today, so I do hope you're better very soon. I just want to mention that I know Megan and I have spoken about coming to our event next year, to the Royal Ascot charity lunch in June, and you're going to be our guest at that event, aren't you? You'll have to bring him with you.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone that wants to meet Megan in person, please go onto the website and have a look at that event on CheshireSocialites.co.uk. But we are looking forward to that. It's always a fantastic event, and it's in its 5th year now. So there's loads going on next year. But I'll obviously be reporting back on all those events in the new year. So thank you once again to everyone that joined me. Have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you back in January with some exciting news about our shows, and the next show is the 8th of January. So thank you again, and take care, and we'll see you.
Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Nice to meet you all. Bye. Bye.
Bye.